We're in today with R9 295. This is a 2014 video card with 2816 shaders. It's got 4 GB of VRAM GDDR5 running at 1018 MHz on the core clock, 1250 MHz on the memory clock. Today I have 4 of them enabled in Crossfire, and we're gonna pair it up with this i7-6950X with 10 cores and 20 threads. This is a very power hungry setup, but the best thing we can do for it is just jump in a couple of games and see how it runs with 2 R9 295s in Crossfire. Let's go. Last time I was here I got an only 600 watts consumption. Seriously, it's nearly 700 watts consumption. Look at this. What are you doing, Daniel, with 2 video cards like this? Seriously. I noticed that it's pushing a lot of content into the video cards. You got 1.1 gig of VRAM allocated and 900 used, nearly 1 kilowatt power supply. It's good because I have an EVGA 2000 watts power supply, you know, and if I reach 1 kilowatt, that means the decision was good to have a high-end power supply in this computer, so I can test a video card with 1 kilowatt power consumption. It's okay, you know, 300 and nearly 400 FPS, you know. I think last time I was here it had almost the same, but I'm guessing it was a different type of averages. See what we can get on the city. I think the city is CPU bound. Seriously, this is totally different. So see, I have different type of load, different type of quality, everything gets turned on perfectly here. Okay, looks exactly how it needs to for 1 kilowatt power consumption. All jokes aside, this consumption is insane. Seriously, 300 watts, 100 watts, all of the sudden 700, 900, 700, 900. It's insane to see this amount of power in an older game, you know. It's delivering the performance exactly how I want, you know. In some situations, see, it's not utilizing the core, but still reaches 760 watts power consumption. I started recording it until the whole building was cool, you know, because I remember playing this and I was like cooking the whole room with the video card, and I was like, okay, let's redo this because I have a different type of CPU now, and with this CPU apparently is doing a fantastic job. 5.4 gig of system RAM utilized, 15% load, 45 degrees on the CPU side is not a big problem, and got nearly 900 watts. Look at that, 900 watts. Oh my god, 300 FPS. Let's see, does it go? Yeah, insane. Seriously, insane performance from this. I'm not joking, this is an awesome performance. Overall performance with the quad Crossfire is good, you know, but you know what, let's jump in the other ones and see how they are holding. Everything is turned on 1080p, maximum detail, enhanced light, everything is on, but this one doesn't have DirectX 10 enhanced light because this is an older S.T.A.L.K.E.R. You know, this is quite interesting performance, but you need to understand the majority of the S.T.A.L.K.E.R series is running really nice with AMD Crossfire. So I wanted to show you the first one that is working with this combination, you know, 200 FPS on average. I got like 650 watts. Doesn't consume a lot of power, you know, from the GPU. It's like it's maxing it out somewhere around here. It doesn't reach too many FPS, and that means the power usage is way lower than the previous S.T.A.L.K.E.R that we tested. In this situation, you see 200 and something FPS, 250. I think maybe if I go in a specific place, it's gonna load it up. Look at that, 200 and 300 FPS. See, 700, but still didn't manage to reach 900 watts. I don't know why it was reaching the 900, but I'm guessing it was utilizing the video card at maximum, you know, and that is the reason. Based on the temperature, I can understand how well the utilization is, you know. Based on the wattage that is taking, I understand how well the video cards are being utilized. And in this case, this S.T.A.L.K.E.R is not utilizing the setup at maximum, and that is a good thing. You know, I got the same system RAM utilization, nearly the same temperature on the CPU, but less wattage, nearly 500 watts lower. Nearly 500 watts lower. That's a very strange thing to say in a sentence. Seriously, only 500 watts less than the previous S.T.A.L.K.E.R. you know, but it's doing the job. I think the best thing we can do is just jump in the last one and see how it's running there. Now this is a funky performance because this S.T.A.L.K.E.R has enhanced light with DirectX 11 and I maxed it out. Maximum details, enhanced light, everything is turned on, and I got same 300 FPS, you know. Very interesting, this type of games that are utilizing Crossfire. Seriously, I got nearly 800, nearly 900 watts consumption. Look at that. Very interesting to see the setup like this running, and can say that it's not a bad scaling. Wattage wise, it's okay, you know, it's nearly 900 watts. I keep trying to say it with a straight face, you know, that I'm powering up 1 kilowatt of setup, you know, because I want to play soccer with 200 FPS. Instead, you can get this type of performance with a video card that it's 150 or 200 watts rated, you know. But the idea that you have so much raw power in those video cards, you know, that is consuming 1 kilowatt, you know. But back in the days, this was the muscle, you know, for gaming. But now, how much the gaming GPUs has evolved. This is very good to see, you know, because it shows you in the past the best and the new stuff that is compared today. Very interesting setups, and I'm not gonna complain about this. I've been here with a video card. I remember being here with a video card and it was a fantastic performance overall. You know, I'm not... This is the reason I came here. Okay, let's try a second attempt. Apparently, it kept glitching. This is the reason I came here. I'll say it again, because it's a question of scaling with 4 GPUs. With 1 GPU is working really nice, but if it doesn't split the load on 4 GPUs, the game is not optimized. I mean, it's optimized for 2 GPUs, but for 4 GPUs, it's a different type of story. So I've seen the game utilizing the video card, one video card properly, but now I'm interested in seeing it running with 4 GPUs, because if it's running really nice with 4 GPUs, then I can say yes, it's very nice optimized for Crossfire, regardless of how many GPUs you have. You know, if you put 3 GPUs, it's gonna do the same. But now that I have 4 cores in this occasion, look at it. Yeah, I keep trying to get this system and this setup with the video card on a proper line with Assassin's Creed. You know, it's compatible with Crossfire, but for some reason, look at the fucking time. Look at how it looks. Seriously, I put everything on 1440p with maximum details. I don't understand. I think it's not adding up the VRAM, and I think it's getting stuck on 4 gig of VRAM. Seriously. Because I can see that it doesn't pass 3.9 allocated. Maybe it's not allocating too much. I see the cores on the memory. I see the frequency on the memory. It's getting down. The cores on the are not fully utilized. Something is wrong here with the scaling. I think some effects are ruining the whole performance here. You know, I think that if I disable some effects, maybe they're not compatible. I don't know. I got only 500 watts consumption from the whole setup. Everything is turned on 1440p at maximum. The game theoretically should work really nice because it's got a lot of room for the cores. But this stutters, that means something is wrong in the effects somewhere. What happens if I put it on low details? Yes, low details. Maybe the effects are bad, you know. Look at this. 130 FPS maximum. You see, the cores are now being utilized. So maybe there is an error with this. You know, maybe some effects are not being very welcome by the GPU. You know, they don't work really nice. I think if you manually put texture and stuff like that and you load up the video card, it's gonna be much better. You see, on low details is doing fantastic. Hundreds of FPS. I got 800 watts consumption, 700, 800. All is good in this situation with this setup now. Very steady. 3.9 on the VRAM allocated. Still doesn't pass 4. Very concerning. You know, I was rooting for the red team that is adding up the VRAM in this case, but apparently it's not okay. It's not okay. I keep saying, oh, 4 gig of VRAM, then put one more and got 8 gig of VRAM. No, apparently no. I can hear the... I hear the fans are kicking in, seriously. Right, let's go to medium details. Still the same, 100 FPS. Let's reset the thingy. 80-90 FPS, quality is good, cores are being utilized, 700 watts consumption, 3.9 gig of VRAM utilized. Very nice performance, seriously, and I love this game, how it looks and it runs with this setup. Seriously, very awesome performance overall. You know, see, on medium details is getting better. I think the best thing I can do is use VSync and put it on high details. Let's try high details. That's it. I think with high details, this is the good spot here. It's not being utilized at maximum, 700 watt consumption, 80 FPS on average, and if you enable VSync, then you are on the good side with the efficiency, you know, and you'll distress the whole thing. You'll have enough buffer in front just in case you got a lot of details and fighting and stuff to buffer in the video card and memory. This is the right setup. So I'm thinking that if I go on very high or ultra, is gonna get great problems. But that you managed to see on ultra details what he managed to do. Started with 15-20 FPS. I think some effects are not okay with this. Last time I was here with this video card, this game was a mess. Very happy that he managed to power up the Crossfire logo. You know, it shows me that there is some potential with this, but I think I have to find the cause of this problem. You know, you can actually see the combination between those. It's very interesting, you know. It's not utilizing the video card at maximum, 2.5 gig of VRAM. Maybe some effects is causing this type of problems. It's got a lot of stutter, you know. It's starting the game very bad, and then after you can see that it's working with 40-30 FPS. It's not okay, you know. It's not utilizing the core, and there is something wrong, you know, in the effects somewhere, and maybe I need to find the root cause of this. With low details, apparently is doing 80 FPS. This is a very interesting performance, but I keep getting stutter at the moment I look around. See, very weird to see this combination. I think this game, if they had nice optimization for it, I think it would have been a very interesting game. I wish they managed to optimize it, but they moved on, and I think it's not okay. This is a very weird configuration in this game, and it's not being how should I say, it's not being utilized at maximum. If you take a vehicle and you start driving, you're gonna see the performance is going to be everywhere. You know, you start with 70 FPS, then dropping to 50 FPS, but it's on low quality. Imagine saying that. Maybe this game is working with a better CPU. Maybe the CPU is the problem, because I got like 14.3 gig of system RAM and nearly 40% load on the CPU, like 35% load on the CPU. Maybe the CPU is the problem, and the GPU has nothing to do with this. If this is the root cause, I'm gonna come back, because I will finish my i9 10 gen machine that will have SLI mainboard, and maybe that machine is going to work better. We're gonna see. In the future, we're gonna see Watch Dogs with other video cards. When you test a video card, it's okay. When you test two of them, you're gonna see a lot of problems. Seriously, I don't know what's going on here, but I think it's gonna be a big challenge to actually try to identify the problem. I think the game doesn't work on two video cards, but it works in one in Crossfire. So you can I can actually see the first and the second video card is only utilizing one core. I'm gonna use VSync. Put frame lock. Let's put frame lock too. I'm gonna restart the game. 60 FPS. So there is no the game doesn't scale properly. On 4 GPUs. So with two cores on one GPU is okay, but with two of them apparently it's got a problem. So hence why it's good to retrace just a little the step that I managed to do with one video card. So Far Cry, it's working really nice with one video card like this, you know, but two of them in Crossfire, look at this bananas performance. You can see that you can stabilize it. I think if you disable some effects, it's gonna be interesting, but the problem, it's not with the details, it's with the scaling on the video card. See, it's only using the first core on each video card. That's the only problem, but it's on maximum frequency, both of them. Every frequency, it's on maximum in 3.9. I think because I enable high HD texture, I think that options is for video cards that has more than 4 gig of VRAM. Regardless, if I don't want to walk around, because it feels like if I go around, it's going to explode the whole setup. But it's only using 760 watts. So the power supply is 2 kilowatts. So there's no stress in this case. Look at that. First and third core. it's only utilized. Interesting test. There's no point on actually testing this video card if I'm not coming in Battlefield 3. Look at this. I need 200 FPS, maximum details, 1440p. I think it's maximum. Let's check it out. We got ultra and maximum details with VSync off. Yeah, definitely an interesting performance. So 1.9 gig of VRAM allocated, 1.5 utilized, and everything is maxed out. What's the maximum temperature? 64 on the second core on the first video card. Very interesting performance from this setup. Best thing ever. Imagine shooting a chopper with an RPG from jumping on. So overall performance is still good. You know, the 1.1 in this game is 73 FPS. You know, the 1% is 139 and 142 on minimal. What an insane performance from this video card setup. You know, I like it. 144 FPS the moment I reach the city, 900 watts. So the moment it's dropping on FPS, it's dropping the wattage too. Can't say nothing bad about it because it does the job. It does exactly what I want. In this case, it's doing a fantastic job. I maxed out everything here with 1440p, and the game is utilizing the setup properly. 150 FPS on average, 3.1 gig of VRAM allocated, and 2.2 used here. This is a very interesting setup in this game because the scaling is perfect, the quality is good, there's no bugs here, you know, there's not a lot of tearing in this situation. So all I can say, this is an awesome setup, and it's nearly 1 kilowatt the same. Seriously, it's a decent combination in this case with this setup, you know, with this quad Crossfire, working really nice. I'm gonna see 100 FPS on average, minimal 110, and 145 on average. Even the 1% and 1.1 is good in this case, 60 to 90 FPS. Look at this, what a nice performance. It looks insane, seriously. The quality is good, the scaling is good, everything is good in this occasion, and there's no problem on getting this performance. You can actually see the allocation on the VRAM is getting higher and higher. 3.3 gig. Why the you were just randomly sitting there? This is why it's good to come back in the testing and see how it's running with two video cards like this. So Crossfire, it's okay with one video card. You can actually see it's doing a fantastic work in previous when I tested 700 watts consumption, 3.8 gig of VRAM utilized on ultra with 1440p. The card is okay, you know, you can actually see it looks and it runs okay. No problem in the scaling, everything is good. Not a single CARE in the world, but the problem is it's only using one core from each video card. That's the problem. So Crossfire is good, but only with 2 cores. That's it. Battlefield 1, Crossfire, apparently more than 2 cores is not working. So very interesting test in this occasion. Let's see how it's running, because curious on the minimals and FPS and how it's holding. VRAM wise 3.7 still holding okay, but you can actually see the difference on the temperature on both of the video card. First core is heat up, 49 on the second one. First core on the second video card 62 and 47 on the second core. Very interesting performance from this video card, seriously, in Crossfire in Battlefield 1. Tanan tan tanan 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 tan tanan ta tanan tan tanan 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 tan tanan ta. Look at that, I managed to kill somebody. Suppress fire. I thought it was, no, it was not that. Oh, fucking plonker. This is very hard to set up. I have so many problems with them hanging the radiators, you know, just wiggling around, holding them somewhere, one sitting in the case with screws. It's just very horrible to set them up. You need a very huge case that allows you to put multiple fans inside, radiators, in order to put this machine together. Not even get me started when it comes to starting up the video cards. Sometimes when I put a video card, it says X4. So many times I managed to see this, you know, I'm like, why is he running on X4? You know, X4 version on PCI Express lane. I think that's gonna bottleneck the video card. Then I managed to see in some cases that is working really nice with only one card. The second one was not okay. Second one was not activated. Only one video card was in Crossfire. All kinds of switch them between which one is there. When you put a bracket so it can stay leveled, then it doesn't start. Like, I'm getting better on understanding this type of video card, but I'm afraid in the future this type of GPU is gonna die because they are very big, hot. They don't stay straight. One of them, I keep hearing a pump that sounds very weird, you know, like some bearings. They are at the beginning. Like that's not how a video card needs to sound, you know. But after it's on, you know, it's working. But I'm afraid. I'm literally afraid that the whole system is gonna. Maybe I can find some spare radiators or something. I don't know. It's just very hard to have this type of hardware running in your machine. You know, I think it's not for a long period of time. I managed to see some comments that were saying about the same variant of this video card that was air-cooled, you know, with the fans and stuff. That would have been much easier than I/O. I think 2014 was okay, you know, but it reached 10 years, you know, with this I/O, and I'm afraid about the I/O. Seriously, that's it. It's 10 years old, 11 soon. Can't recommend something like this, but I did manage to put them together because I wanted to show you the difference between 2 cores and 4 cores in scalability. Some of them, they didn't work, and that was the whole point, you know. Definition of insanity, you know, to do the same thing and expecting a different result. But today I did manage to do that, and I did manage to see a different result, and I'm very happy about that. But if you have any suggestion for the system or for the video cards, make sure you leave a comment, smash that like button, and yeah, I will see you very soon.